Hello and welcome to the live stream. My name is Machi. I'm solo developer behind Wrestling GM 2026, which is a new free wrestling management simulator for Google Play Android. You can take control of your own promotion, book shows, manage wrestlers, create rivalries, set up TV deals to try to make the most money, and try to grow from a small local company into a major wrestling empire. So today I'm going to take you through the game properly, show you the core gameplay, how it works, explain some of the features, and talk a little bit about where the game is heading next. The game is still in a beta version, so feedback is extremely important. I want this game to be free, open, and created by you. So please, any feedback is much appreciated. Always welcome. There's a couple of options to provide feedback within the game, but I will also share the link below. You can drop the comments in the chat. I'll always really appreciate it. So just as we are gonna get started, give me just 1 second and we'll get going. So going through here. There you go, perfect. So the first thing we're gonna do is create our own general manager and create our wrestling federation. So what we do see here is our personal details information box. So I'm going to start by naming my general manager. Let's call him very creatively John Smith. You can choose any nationality sort of you wished. I'll try to be quite inclusive. So pretty much all the countries that are available here in the startup ICO catalog will be available. So let's start with United Kingdom. And for the time being, we have 18 avatars to choose from, all sort of different personalities. You can see male, female general managers available. Um, I think I'll just go for someone. Yeah, we go. That guy looks cool, doesn't he? Right, let's pick this one. So this is sort of a profile preview, how it looks like in the game, and let's progress to step number 2. So now we're gonna create our own federation. I'm gonna call this one what should we call them? International Extreme Wrestling. There we go. IEW. You get to pick a home city as well where your federation is based off. So again, there are plenty of cities here from all over the world. Um, but we're gonna probably settle for London for the time being. We do have opportunity to add motto, sort of a tagline, like WWE has famously, then, now, forever. I'm just going to leave it blank for the moment. It's entirely optional. From the starting difficulties, we have 3 options: the rookie, the booker, and a veteran. I do recommend probably starting with the rookie, understanding how the game works. It does has a couple of modifiers, so if you go with rookie, not only do you have more popularity and starting funds, the wrestlers are asking for considerably less money, and there's also difference in your rating that you get for your matches. So let's start with rookie as it is. And then let's pick identity via promotion. So we have a couple of federation logos to choose from. I believe there's 18 of those as well. Keep adding them quite regularly. I think for the time being, let's just go with something straightforward here. So the game is now created. Welcome. This is our main dashboard. So here you can see your budget and your popularity and the season progress. So season is pretty much a whole year. The game doesn't finish after the first year. You can just keep on going. It's an endless loop. And a couple of options here that we have just to take you through. We've obviously our shows where we're gonna book our weekly TV shows, pay-per-views as well. We have a roster where we gotta sign the new wrestlers, train them, manage their contracts, and overall keep an eye on how we're progressing with our wrestlers. We get teams where we can create tag teams and stables. Rivalries, as the name says, we'll be able to do quite a lot of fun things in there. We can see different federations where throughout the game, as we progress, there'll be perhaps new federation being added. There's a couple of triggers as you progress, and randomly federations also disappear as they do in real life, so they'll go out of business. So keep an eye on this space. You do have quite a few options to sort of see what the roster is, the champions shows, and as well as interact with them. So you can see other general managers, um, a little bit of bio for them. You can track sort of your relationship with them, and you do have at the moment some basic actions such as like request to wrestler alone, although you do have to be a little bit on the friendly terms with them, and you have to be of a similar popularity. Otherwise, they will just not see a business in following you, their wrestler. And you have option to do some public relations here. So you can either give them positive shout outs, compliment the recent show. As we're starting the game, obviously, there's no previous shows, so you cannot do anything there. And you can also start creating rivalries. So talk badly about them, go on the Twitter, talk some smack. We're just gonna do some positive shout out to this federation, keep them on a good side, and we can see straight away we get a response. So we can see that he acknowledged that we sent him positive feedback, and now our um, relations have slightly improved. In here we also have ranking, networks, titles, finances, and product, and in the future we have Rumble Feed, which is sort of a social network for the game coming up, as well as staff management, where you can book like road agents, medical staff, talent scouts, and you're gonna get additional perks and buffs for that. So, as we are just starting, first thing we have to do is to sign up stars to our roster. So, we're going to go to my roster and click on all the wrestlers. So, in here, there are tons of wrestlers. I think there's around 400. So, we can see them if I just modify from willing to sign to all, and then we can see all of the wrestlers available. So you'll notice there's some free agents that are just not willing to consider signing with you. For example, we have here Scarlett, and she is pretty much the top star, the most popular one, has the most sort of total points, and she's just unwilling to consider. However, if we go back to willing to sign, we're gonna see there's quite a few wrestlers already interested in our promotion. So we have a Slippery Sam, Kane the Killer, Brute Barnes, Wolfgang Regs, and so on and so on. I'll just quickly scroll through. You can see there's plenty of wrestlers available. So, couple of information about the wrestler. First of all, you can see the name. You can click on their image to have a closer look. This one is El Gato, so the cat. He's 26 years old, from Peru. The little E icon states he's sort of grade. He's a grade E wrestler, so F being the essentially the lowest. They're going all the way to A, and then S being the exclusive, pretty much a standard sort of ranking system. He's willing to sign, and he's an active wrestler. He has 45 popularity and 70 stamina. He also, you can see his stats: strength, agility, technique, and charisma. He's pretty much asking for $646 dollars per week, but we can negotiate that. So if I go into negotiations, we can see that we have his salary of 646, and we have two contract types. So we have fixed term, which effectively means that you're going to pay them every week no matter what. It gives you a bit more security that you can commit to this wrestler. He's not going anywhere. He's exclusive to you. But at the beginning, it might be beneficial to go per appearance payment. So you can see at the top that he's asking for a little bit more than he would have had for a fixed term contract. But if you don't use them, you don't have to pay for him. So if you're managing sort of title budget, this is a very good option. I think we're gonna go for per appearance for now. And the options we have 5, 10, 20, or 40. I might expand that in the future. We'll see how it goes. Drop your feedback. Let me know if I should. So if I go 40 appearances, so you can see per appearance fee defaults to his demands, but we're going to go a little bit lower. Let's see if he accepts that. Perfect. So there was no sort of he's now signing into your federation screen. Gonna add that to the game, but he is signed in, and we can see that on our roster page. We have now El Gato on our roster. So we have an option to also skip the negotiation and just go straight to quick signing. We have here at the top quick signing options. So if I just go through and just click quick sign, they will all essentially we're going to accept their demands, and we're just going to get them on our roster. So you can go through and sort of negotiate and try to get a best price available. So, we might be able to get a good deal. For example, this one was rejected, so we didn't meet his expectations of salary. But if I go maybe a little bit below, we should be able to, there you go, secure him. Perfect. So we have 5 wrestlers. I think we're going to sign a couple more. So again, we're going to use the quick sign options. So Wolfgang Rex has 90 popularity, so we guarantee to have a good matches from him, and very likely would sell a lot of merchandise. But he's very expensive. We're gonna probably leave him for now. Let's maybe sign some of the wrestlers of category F. We need some jobbers on our roster to take a pin. So if we scroll all the way to the bottom, this will be essentially the worst wrestler in the game. Someone called Tina Trainwreck Thompson. She's Trainwreck indeed. We have Wendy Wobble in here, and Siobhan slips a lot. So I just go maybe somewhere like in the middle. Brittany Hayes, Stephanie Cole, Amanda Foster. There's maybe Sam Hicks. There you go. Let's get him signed in. I think that should take us to 9 and then 10. Let's have like perfect 10 wrestlers. Lovely. So before we get started, I would like to create some championships. So let's do that. We go into titles, and in here we're gonna create new championship. So let's call the championship Extreme Championship, and the holder title will be Extreme Champion. Cool. There you go. We have a champion here. We can sign a champion straight away. Let's do that. I think we're gonna sign Kane the Killer Kelly. So you can straight away see he pops in here. 0 days, 0 defenses, obviously. And he shows at the bottom in terms of reigns and how many days it's being held. So we have a champion. We have 10 wrestlers. Let's see what network options are available. Because we're starting with 10 popularity on the rookie difficulty, we already have some networks available from here. So we can see we have Ringstream, County Sports Channel, and Harbor City TV. And you can see the respective audience on the side. A quick explanation as to different network types. So streaming is essentially what I'm doing now. If you have viewers, you get paid. If you don't have viewers, you don't get paid. But there's no requirements in terms of like your show rating or how many viewers you need to pull in. You just kind of pay for what you draw, which might be quite nice if you struggle with like show rating. However, the payout is considerably bigger if you go with your traditional TV networks. For example, here, County Sports Channel. They could offer us a deal where they pay us 8,800. So if you remember, the salary we were paying to our wrestlers around 500 a week, 200 a week, so depending what we signed. 8,800 is pretty good, probably would cover all of it and give us some profit. But if you look at what they're asking for a rating of 4.3 and 32,000 viewers. So it might be a little bit tough to achieve at the beginning. I think for the moment, let's just go with the ring stream. It gives us the most flexibility. So it gives us approximately $1,004. It's 27 weeks contract, and we're gonna get paid 0.006 per viewer. There we go. We're gonna accept that deal. That is now active. So, allow me just one moment here. Right, have to let the cat out of the room. Right, okay, let's keep going. So, we've signed a network deal. Let's go and create the first show. Actually, maybe just before that, let's go to the products and let's have a look what is available. So we have merchandising, advertisement, and production value. If we go to merchandising first, we can see that we can pay $7,500, but we're gonna create a merchandising stand. So this will allow us to try to sell some merch every week after the show as well as online and start getting some money. So this is where popularity of our wrestlers really become important. Let's get that buy-in for the purpose of this demo. We're gonna leave advertisement, but as you can see, it gives you popularity boost as well as viewership increase, which might come actually very handy when you have a TV network deal and you're struggling to hit those numbers. This might be really handy. And production value essentially provides you upgrade to your match quality. So let's get that purchase for £5,000 as well. If we now go back to our main menu, we can go now to the show. So we don't have the shows created yet. You can book the shows for pretty much whole year ahead. We're gonna start creating our first show, and we're gonna call it. What should we call it? Given today is Saturday, we call it Saturday Night. Right. There you go. And show type again, as I said, you have premium light event or weekly shows. So we're gonna go for weekly show, and because we're just starting as a federation, we probably shouldn't go for too big of a stadium, but you have options for clubs, theaters, arenas, and stadiums. We're just gonna start with club, maybe corner store, social club. Ticket price is 10. I probably would suggest just keep it as a 10 for the time being. We can experiment with that later. And we have TV broadcast deal, which is subscription. So we're going to create our federation. There you go, create our federation. And we can see a bit of summary. We can see that because we signed with a network, we also have a network goal available. Completing network goal is going to give you additional funds and a relationship with the network. The better relationship you have with them, naturally, they're going to offer you a better deal. So our goal for this week is feature rookie wrestler with under 2 years in the industry. I think we've signed some rookie wrestlers, so that shouldn't be a problem. But let's start with our matches. So in terms of match rules, we have singles, tag team, 3 versus 3, multi-person, which essentially allows you to book up to 6 wrestlers in a match. So you can have a triple threat, 4-way, 5 or 6 competitors all against each other. You have also 4 versus 4 and 5 versus 5. So quite a few options. With each of these match types, you can pick a match style. So you have a bunch of standard rules, steel cage, ladder, tables, all sort of different bouts that you can imagine. And I can keep expanding that. The more ideas you give me, the more I'm going to be adding to the game. One of the features I've added here is to allow you to see how much stamina it's going to consume from your wrestlers and the quality bonus that you're going to get. It also provides a risk level. So the higher the risk level, the more likely that your wrestler is going to suffer an injury during the match. However, because they all have quite a good stamina, the injury should be unlikely. Obviously, the less stamina, once it reaches a certain point, the wrestler is going to start getting quite upset that you're still booking them because they want to rest, and also they'll be more prone to the injuries. So let's start with the singles. I should just start with a tag team match in a steel cage, and that is going to be between Amanda Foster and Brittany Hayes on Team A, and Sam Higgs and Slippery Sam on Team B. So in here we have an option to put titles online. Obviously, I don't have any titles yet. I have actually one championship, but as a single championship, so we cannot defend that here. And if I continue, you can pick which team you would like to win, or you can let it be decided randomly. So when you click for it to be decided randomly, it looks at the skills that the wrestlers have, and it gives them sort of a equivalent chance of winning. So it's reflecting essentially to popularity, strength, agility, and so on. In this case, we're gonna leave it random. Select method also gonna leave it random, and we're gonna add our first match to perfect our show. So you can see we've already met the goal because most of our wrestlers are quite new to the industry, so they're rookies. We can add promo to our show. So we have backstage interviews, in-ring, face-off, contract signing. We can even shoot on different federations. So we're not gonna actually let's do that now. Let's have a shoot on a different federation, and let's proceed to pick participants. Let's pick someone like Stephanie Cole. She's gonna do a shoot She's gonna do a shoot on Apex Global Vanguard, and it's gonna be a positive one. Perfect. So you can see now tab promo is the second one. And let's add one more match. This one can be, let's say, I quit match. We're gonna put Elgato and Kelly Matthews. Perfect. And then the final one is gonna be, let's do a multi-person, yeah? Let's do a triple threat. So we're gonna put Kane the Killer, Brute, Barnes, and Mike Steele in a triple threat for their Extreme Championship. There we go. Who's gonna win? We don't know. Let's find out together. So, just checking quickly on the stream. Alrighty, let's get going with that. Give me 1 second here. Alright, cool. So, we are now ready to proceed to the next week. So again, just a bit of summary, how many matches we have scheduled. You can sort of see a summary of your main event here. You have a triple threat match plus additional 3 more segments that we booked. We can also see our financial projection for this week and roughly what we should end up with the balance at the end. So that should be all fun. Let's get going then. So if we start the show and run the first match, and we have the winners. There we go. On our first ever episode of Fire Federation, we have Sam Higgins and Slippery Sam. Two Sams winning against Amanda Foster and Brittany Hayes. They won by escaping the cage. And we can see the rating breakdown below. So we can see the wrestler skills, wrestler popularity, match type and style, rivalry, if there's any, championship, prestige, and production value. They all contribute to 2.9 stars rating. Next, we have Stephanie Cole doing a shoot, Federation shoot. So she took an aim at Apex Global Vanguard in supportive promo, making it clear that it was not throwaway line. She goes 2.3 for this promo, and you can see additional breakdown here, which is essentially popularity, charisma, production value, and the segment style. So what is she doing in this segment? Next, we have Elgato and Kelly Matthews, and Elgato wins. Well done, Elgato. 3.4 stars, and I quit match. He won by knockout. And finally, our main event, we have a new champion. Britt Barnes has defeated Kane, the Killer Kelly, and Mike Steele by climbing the ladder. 4.9 stars. Very, very well. Our first show is now completed. So let's proceed to the results. So we can see that we have had attendance of 332, so probably booked too big of a venue. Our show rating is 4.49 out of 10, which is pretty good for the first show. We've lost money, unfortunately, $731 we've lost on the show. So we probably had too big of a venue. Venue cost money. We didn't fill that in. We have gone for the cheaper TV network deal, and we have used quite a few wrestlers. So that all contributed to the profit. So or rather to the loss. So we can see our TV results. So we got 195,000 viewers watching our TV show with the rating of 4.49. So we got a payment of $1,172. Our revenue breaks down as per follows. So you can see ticket sales, TV broadcast, and our expenses are per appearance fees and the venue rental. And you can see once again summary of our show at the bottom. So if we proceed to the week summary, that is now perfect, end of week 1. So we can say that popularity has grown by 0.69, so to 10.69. Our fans for the week have also decreased, and this is due to the fact that we're paying weekly payments on our production value and what else we picked? Merchandising. And our show has ranked 5th out of 6. So that is one moment. I'm just checking quickly on the Steam stream. This is where we have reached so far. Cool. All right, so if we go down lower, we can see our show financial summary, again, breakdown, and then we can see what all the federations are doing. So we can see Apex Global Vanguard was number 1 this week. We're ranking 5th out of the 6, so we weren't the worst. Tokyo Cyber Pro was the worst. Bad for them, good for us. If I click into the show, I can see the summary of what has happened. And we can have a sneak peek of other federations as well. But for now, we're gonna skip through this. We're gonna go to the next week, and voila, we are now on week 2. We did get we got a message from Apex Global Vanguard, and this is because we have called them out on our show. Stephanie Cole has put them over on Saturday Night Fight, and the world got back to them. So they were very pleased with that. So we can go now and see what does our relationship look like with them. So it's 4, still neutral. So we haven't impressed them that much, but it's growing, isn't it? So from 0. So you can see slightly filling up the bar. We can give them, maybe we can now compliment the recent show. They had 6.6 stars, so let's compliment them. And that has improved our rating by 1, so it's going to be quite a climb to impress them. I'll take another confirmation from them. All right, so we had our first show. We can perhaps start picking our favorites and maybe making some teams. So I'm thinking here we should make some tag teams. So if Amanda Foster and Brittany Hayes, Kelly Matthews and Stephanie Cole, I think I like to pair them both up together. So if we go ahead, actually let's create a stable. I'd like to show you how that works. So let's create a stable, and we're gonna pick all of our ladies. Kelly Matthews, and there was one more. There is Stephanie Cole. Let's call them the Vision. Cool. So you've got 4 ladies in division, and we should be able to also create a team. So let's create a team called let's call, actually there we go, Slippery Sam and Sam Higgins. I think we wanted to call them the Sams. I'm not very creative with the names. I'm sure you guys will do a better job. But there you go, we have 1 tag team and 1 stable. As you play with them more, as they compete in matches, the experience is going to grow from 0 to 100, and that will naturally help them become better at matches, winning more matches, and also provide a better quality of matches. So the more you invest into it, the more you're going to get out of it. So if I now proceed to book the show, and let's start booking a tag team match. We can see here that our tag teams appear at top, so we can see the sums. And actually, let's give them tag team titles. Let's start with that. So we can see our Britt Barnes is a new champion. So previously, Kelly was a champion. He unfortunately didn't last long. At the bottom, we can see that Britt Barnes has 1 reign, 0 defenses. So does Kane the Killer. And we can see a bit of summary. So we can see again, Kane just lost it. It's quite nice to see actually as you progress through, and you have more wrestlers winning the championships. You can sort of see the reigns, who had it the longest, who won it the most, and it's quite nice to see the sort of summary of your progression as you go through. Yeah, let's go next. So if we go shows, if we now, sorry, my apologies, I was meaning to book tag team championship. So let's do let's go. Let's just call them tag team champions. Tag team championships, and I cannot spell apparently. And tag team champion. We're gonna give it championship type tag team, and we're actually gonna leave it vacant. Let them compete in a match for it. So we're gonna create a tag team match, a ladder match. Yeah, let's do that. So the Sams are gonna compete on 1 team, and then perhaps Perhaps Amanda Forrest and Brittany Hayes as the other team. We're gonna put championships on a match on the line, so there's vacant, so we're gonna pick those. And this time we're gonna pick our winners to be the Sams. Perfect. Now we have a goal from our network this week to create to run an in-ring face-off segment this week, which would be great um, if we had some rivalries. So let's get one set up first. We're gonna pick. We're gonna pick. We're gonna pick Kane and Big Bars. Perhaps, yeah, let's make them. They were just fighting for a title, so that makes sense to get them going. So, what was the ring in ring face off? There you go. Participants: Brit Barnes, Kane the Killer. Then add them on. There we go. You can see now that the goal is met, and we can also put them in a match. So let's put them in a I don't know, Extreme Rules match. There you go. We're gonna put Championship on the line. I'm not gonna pick the. Should I pick the winner? Nah, I'll leave it to the fate, right? We'll see which one proceeds. I could book, spend a little bit of time booking the show, but I just want to progress through the game, show you what it looks like. So I'm gonna leave it at those two matches. Everyone else can rest this week. So again, we can now see two matches, one promo. We have option to simulate the entire show, or we can run it. So again, you can also skip all if you want to. We just want to see like one or two matches. Rest you can skip. So there we go. We have our winners. The Sams, they defeated Division. So even though Amanda and Brittany were not a tag team, because they're part of the same stable, they do get sort of like a name Division put up here already. Perfect. So you can see 3.9 rated match. Our wrestlers are pretty much E and F categories, so we wouldn't expect it to be much higher. And you can see popularity is quite a big factor, and they're not very popular. But the match type has boosted this a lot as well. The championship prestige and production value still gives them a little bit of a boost here as well. The next thing was the ending face off. So that actually ranked pretty well, 4.5 stars. And we can see a bit of impact here on the rivalry, which will now increase by 4. And finally, our main event, who's going to be the champion? Let's have a look. King the Killer takes back his championship. So 4.8 stars. Well done. And again, now you can see the rivalry has increased by 11 because they win Extreme Rules championship match. I think actually this time we made money. So the tennis was better than last week, 4.4, sorry, 442. Rating bet as well, 4.84. And then we had net profit of 1960. This is before we ran the end of the week, so this is from this show alone. We can see the viewership has improved as well because the quality of the show has improved, and obviously our popularity has increased based on last week. And if we proceed to end of the week, we actually can see that we made much more money. So again, popularity has gone up by 0.76. Again, it has gone up higher than last week because we have had a better show and more people watched it. And now the fans have increased by $2,000. Very good. We're starting to make up the money we spent at the very beginning of the game. But again, we ranked 5th out of the 6. So let's see what other versions are doing. So Tokyo Cyber Pro, they have been a hard time. They had 3.4, 3.4, 3.5 segments. These guys, I do see a bug here where matches are duplicating, so I do need to look at that. But very good. We are 5th out of the 6. Perfect. So this is now week 3. So yeah, we are going through the weeks quite quickly. But what I want to show you here is if we go to teams, we can see that the Sams have now 5% experience, and you can see the championship. So as they obviously progress, you'll be able to see how many championships they won and who was members at the time of the win. You have the option here to add more than 2 members for a tag team. You can add up to 3, taking the inspiration from like the New Day, who are known for being a 3 members team. The stable has also gained some experience because Amanda and Brittany were together in a team. They got only 4% because they probably lost the match, didn't win the championship. But again, same thing here. You'll be able to see their titles, history, who's joining, who's leaving, who's the active member, and sort of overview information when they were created. So now what I like to do is I would like to create perhaps uh, trade. Actually, I think a little bit too early for the trade, but let's just complement their show in the meantime. Okay, that's now gone up to 6, so we keep it going. You can only interact with the Federation once a week. By the way, this is the funniest. This is the funniest promotion. I'll quickly tell you. So we have Intergalactic Theatre of Wrestling, which I kind of wanted to make as a comedy wrestling, something you will see on Indies. So you can see the wrestlers that they have is like Sock, the Unconquerable, which is basically an alien from unknown location. So he's a kind of a half human, half not. So each wrestler has also a bio. So this guy, he feels like a monster from an old arena poster brought to life. Strange, loud, and far more effective than gimmicks should allow. So kind of hoping that with time, people will get attached to the characters, that you're really gonna get invested in the journey. I want to allow people to create on the Restless as well, but because obviously the more people are playing it, the more wrestlers can become, and the game becomes unstable. So I want to sort of provide it as an incentive for support. So this is free game. There's no ads here. There's no pay to win, anything like that. Everything is free. So I wanted to offer, perhaps in the future, support where people can donate either through like coffee or maybe a patron, and in return they'll get some perks like be able to name your own wrestler or being added as yourself to the game, either maybe like as a general manager of different federation, or you can become a wrestler and play with yourself in the game. So those sort of options I'm reserving for the future. At the moment, we're I think a little bit too early in the journey. Um, but this is the game itself. One more thing I wanted to do is just run a pay-per-view. So if I go to the County Sports channel and sign with them a deal for the premium live event, you can see they're gonna pay us 11, almost $12,000 for the pay-per-view, but expecting 4.3 rating, which we just proved that we can. We had 4.8, I think, or yeah, I think 4.8 on our previous show, and 32,000 viewers. So we'll see if we can pull that out. Um, let's have a look. So we have signed that deal. Let's just quickly sign another wrestler. Ooh, now he's signed with another federation, so that might be tricky. I'll tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna look for a D. Oh, okay, right. We don't have enough popularity, so we're gonna go for free agents in E category. We have delivery done. This guy is pretty hilarious, I think. But yeah, let's not get distracted. Delivery done. Johnny to Jack, Arcade Andy, the Masked Mistake. Um, let's sort them by popularity because again, that's quite crucial. So Axel the Axe Powers is 24-year-old, 75 popularity, pretty good one. We're gonna get a good match out of him. So let's get him signed in. And Roy Beast, 40 popularity. Okay, so that's a big drop. Yeah, I think maybe one more. Cool. All right. So if we go to the show now, let's book 4v4. All right. So we go 4. We're gonna put all our ladies: Brittany, Amanda, Kelly, and Stephanie. So Division versus Elgato, Roy Beast, Mike Steele, and the Masked Mistakes. So our feature match. One thing I realized I'm doing, I'm booking this on a TV show instead of booking it on a pay-per-view. So if I just quickly go back, create a new one. This is the third week of January, is it? Yeah, third week of January. So if I create a new show, call it the Extreme Show, Chaos Pro Showdown, and I don't know. I think maybe pick this one. So far we had around 400 people attending the show. Let's see, maybe we're gonna get up to 700. Ticket prices again 10. They're gonna play around with that for now. So we do have a one option which I haven't showed you yet. It's just to allow AI to book it for us. It's not AI, it's just a couple of logics, a couple of algorithms I've put in there. Still working on it. It's not perfect, but let's see what sort of options we have available. So we have quick options and also custom options. From quick options, you can pick like standard, which is like no gimmicks, single matches, quite balanced really in terms of like the choices. You have balance show, which gives you mixed types of matches like tag team, 4 versus 4, etc. It prioritizes titles and it's gonna have 1 or 2 gimmick matches. And they have a chaos card. It's like every match is different. It's gimmicks. It's just all gas no breaks kind of thing. And then you have also developmental focus, where essentially we're pushing younger talent to be more featured. You also have the custom options where you can pick like how many matches you want, and then you can pick like gimmick options and card balance. I'm gonna go all the way. I'm gonna go star heavy, and I'm gonna go 3 matches. And it has given me Kane the Killer versus Brute Balance in a single submission match for the Extreme Championship. Pretty good choice. Elgato versus Roy Beast tables match. It has an in-ring face-off segment and a championship celebration and tag team championships. Actually, I'm gonna remove those promos because I wanted to do 4 versus 4, didn't I? So I think I'm still gonna go ahead of it. So I'm gonna keep in championship matches, and I'm gonna go 4 versus 4. Probably just oh, this is something crazy like Hell in a Cell. Why not? And we're gonna go pick all the ladies. Kelly and Stephanie versus Elgato, Roy Beast. Oh, I don't have enough wrestlers. Oh crap. Okay, hold on. You just sign one more. So we go free agents, tier E. Oh, come on, delivery done. Let's get you signed up. Alright, cool. So, the Extreme Showdown. How to match. 4 versus 4. Extreme Rules. Let's go with Extreme Rules. Kelly Stephanie. And then Delivery Done, Galgato, Roy Beast, and The Master Mistake. Right, okay, there's no titles for them on the line. Who's gonna win? Division and other match. Cool, we're gonna put them in the mid card. So if our opener is Extreme Championship match, our tag team here is the main event, and 4v4 is our mid card. So that's our PLE. We also have a weekly show, so this one I'm just gonna book with AI. We're gonna say like 3 matches. Cool. And then we're gonna go next week. So as we go next week, we can see we have now 2 shows that are ready to run. The first, we're gonna go with the PLE. So, who's gonna be our world champion? Let's have a look. And Kane, the Kelly Killer, retains. 4-star match. And the tensions are increasing. Then we have our 4v4, and I think Division. Yeah, Division wins 3.6 stars. Not bad, not bad. And finally, Tag Team Championship match, main event. 3.9 stars, the Sam's won. And actually, I think we're going to be under the rating required. Oh, 2.78 rating. That's quite poor. That's quite poor indeed. We failed the target. Aye, aye. The good thing is that we made a lot of money. We sold at the arena, 763. It was sold out. We should probably book a bigger one. Viewership, we absolutely smashed it, but rating, way below. So we missed the minimum rating target. This is our first warning. Next, we're gonna go to our weekly show. We're just gonna skip it all and see what happens here. Okay, so this one, 383 attendance, 4.8 show rating. We lost the money on this one, unfortunately, because I just booked it by eye, so it just booked all of these wrestlers that we had to pay for then later. I just quickly have a look what happened. So, right, okay, right. We have Sam's retaining the championships against Alex, Axel Powers, and Agatha. Mike Steele defeated Roy Beast. Blood Barnes won the championship from Kane the Killer. Kane just retained it and now he lost it. And then we had two in segments. Right. One of the things with the AI yet is that it doesn't fully read into the stables and tag teams. So you can see it booked in ring attack, featuring all the members of the division. Something for me to work on, isn't it? And then we have betrayal in the main event where the mass mistake made a choice no one expected and stab delivery done in the back. Not literally stab, just hit him or something, yeah. Alright, so proceed to the week, end of the week. Right, so we have gained a 0.95 popularity, quite a lot because we ran two shows. We actually made $5,000, which is great, and we have ranked 5 out of 7, which I think is perfect. So it's not taking consideration the second show, so something I need to improve on. But we have two shows this week. 4.8 stars, which is our weekly show, and 2.8, which is our pay per view. So we can again see somebody what happened here on these shows. Cool. And let's have a look, for example, what Apex is doing. So they had a match. Andre Baptista versus Silvas. Oh, sorry, that was in-ring face-off. 10 stars they got for that one. They had a tables match. Tiffany T-Rex Thompson versus Keanu the King Armstrong. 5.5, 5.6. So their matches were pretty good, but their segments were very good. So they got 7.4. There's 17,000 viewers. Good, good, good. Perfect. So now we are week 4. Let's see what we have here. Oh yes, this is a mail from our TV network saying that the audience figures and the show rating for your last broadcast did not meet our contractual minimums. So this is the first warning. We get 3, they terminate the contract, and there's a bit of a cool-off period for signing in with them. Perfect. So we are now on week 4. And just gonna view here, Slippery Summers, Sam Higgins, they already have 15 experience. You can see they still the champions. Let's just double check the stable. They got 10 experience and the titles. So you can see Brutes and Brute Barnes is champion again. So in terms of reigns, you can see he has 2 reigns. In terms of days held, however, Slippery Sams, their Sams have held it for the longest, 2 weeks, which is not a very high bar, is it? So if I look into Extreme Championship specifically, I can see that Kane the Killer started the reign on the first week of January. He means he lost it to Brute Barnes, who then lost it to Kane Kelly again, who defended it once and then lost it back to Brute Barnes. So between the both, they have 2 reigns, but Kelly the Killer has had 1 defense. So that will be it for now. Actually, probably just one final thing I'll show you is the rivalries. So you can see here that we have heating up. The rivalries heating up between Kane the Killer and Brood Barnes. You can see this sort of history, what they've been up to. And we have actually new rivalry starting because I think, oh yes, there was a betrayal segment. That's what it was. Yeah, there was a betrayal segment booked by AI. So they're starting fresh new rivalry. Rivalry, as you see in the match ratings, it provides you additional scores, not just like in real life. If there's some real beef going on between the wrestlers, you're gonna be much more interested to see the match. So just the same here. Perfect. So I think this will be it for right now. So I'd appreciate your feedback. There's a link in the video description if you want to download the game on Google from Google Play Store right now and give it a try. There is a feedback button in the top right corner, so you can click little red message. I think. Ooh, if I go back, you'll be able to see it. Can you see it? This, yeah, perfect. Feedback right here, top right corner. And in here, you'll be able to populate your first and last name, or you can sort of leave that empty if you don't want to receive feedback. And pick category. So whether it's a bug, feature request, feedback, and once you complete the message, you're gonna get a copy of the message sent to your mailbox as well as sent to me. So therefore, you know that I've received it, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks. Not quite sure how many people are gonna see it. Hopefully a couple. Thanks for watching. I'm really excited for this game. I keep updating it all the time, so I'd really, really appreciate your feedback on it. And yeah, let's keep building it. I'm keen to hear what you guys thought. Thank you so much for your time, and see you next time.